Hello everyone, so the dev workshop just dropped and it has some nerfs, some changes to primary weapons, some new arcanes for primary and secondary weapons, and some Helminth system changes and also some minor Parazon changes. Okay, so I want to start off with Berserker. Berserker is getting nerfed pretty significantly. Now instead of boosting your attack speed whenever you get a critical hit with your melee weapon, it's gonna boost your attack speed whenever you actually kill an enemy. So if you kill 2 enemies, you're gonna get plus 70% attack speed for 10 seconds. Both the attack speed amount and the duration of the buff have been nerfed as well. It used to be 75% more attack speed for 24 seconds. Now it's 70 for 10 seconds. Very unfortunate, but I might just switch to normal fury at this point. Next up is Blood Rush. Blood Rush is getting a very simple change, but also quite significant. Instead of getting plus 60 critical chance per combo multiplier, it's now gonna get a plus 40, which is, significantly lower. But other than that, I don't really see it as the end of the world. It's whatever to me. Now, condition overload just might be the worst nerf of the bunch because the whole mod just got nuked. Instead of plus 120% melee damage per status, it's now getting only 80% per status. And this is additive damage like primed pressure point, right? So I think that people are just gonna replace this with primed pressure point and not really bother with it otherwise. So yeah, unfortunate, but this mod is garbage now. Next up we have glaive changes. Now I wish I knew how the glaives worked, but I kinda don't. There are so many mechanics when it comes to glaives, and I just don't really know how this whole thing works. So yeah, the glaives are getting some pretty significant nerfs, as you can see from the damages. Also the charge time is gonna increase for actually throwing it, so I don't think it's really all that bad, but we're just gonna have to see how this works. Kuva Nucor, chains per target reduced to 2 from 4. That's quite significant, but I don't think it's gonna affect it all that much. I mean, Gaze is still better than Kuva Nucor in my opinion. Maybe more people will stop using Kuva Nucor and start using Gaze, which I hope is gonna be the case. So, the most interesting part of this whole workshop is the Arcanes, the primary and secondary Arcanes. Now, before I even talk about these are completely separate from kit gun Arcanes, so if you have a kit gun, you can have both these Arcanes and the kit gun Arcanes, so no reason to worry. These are the Arcanes. I'm not gonna talk too much about them, you can see them on your screen right now. And what I can say is that these are really, really interesting. I don't really think that just pure, serration-like damage is going to be very useful. I mean, we don't know if it's serration-type damage, but it probably is. So, you can see you get like headshot multipliers and stuff. These are very good. And for secondaries, basically the same thing. And you're actually gonna farm this from the acolytes, and the special item that is used to unlock it, which is terrible. I don't think you should have a specific item just to unlock this feature, but you're gonna get that from the Steel Path offerings for, I believe, 15 Steel Essence, so whatever. You're gonna encounter more acolytes with this update, so yeah. Now, I want to talk about the galvanized mods. These are like conditional alternatives to the mods we currently have. I don't know how useful these are gonna be, but to be fair, just by looking at it, these do not look useful at all. Like straight up. We're gonna have to play and see how this works, so yeah. I will give them a chance. And you're gonna get, upon login, 5 build forma, 3-day affinity booster. If you had a Kuva new core, you get 2 more build forma. If you've ever owned a Kuva Leech weapon, you're gonna get 1 Requiem Ultimatum, which is like a way to, I guess, summon a Leech into the battle. And something I'm not quite sure about is if you have converted or vanquished a Kuva Leech, you will get OULL, O-U-L-L, which is a Requiem wildcard mod. I have no idea what that is, but I'm guessing it's like a universal Requiem mod, I don't know. Alright, let's move on to the Helminth Changes. Now real quick, Helminth and Parazon changes are not all that major, so let's go over them quickly. So you're gonna get 5 more Helminth abilities, which look quite interesting to be honest. Parasitic Armor. You're gonna sacrifice your shields to reinforce armor for a period of time. We don't know how that's gonna work, so we're gonna have to see. Hideous Resistance. Grant yourself immunity to status effects. Amazing. Probably gonna be used on not quite tank warframes like Gara and someone else. Voracious Metastasis. Consume energy to heal yourself and grant matching energy to each ally. I don't know if they mean like energy as in actual energy or energy as in an energy wave that heals them. So yeah, if it's actual energy, then it's going to be very useful. Okay, Sickening Pulse. So it adds more status effect stacks to the enemies already affected by those status effects, except for Toxin and Bleed, which are going to be refreshed. Don't think it's going to be very useful at all. And a very interesting one, Golden Instinct. So it sends out a short-lived void spark that is drawn towards the nearest medallion, item, sculpture, unscanned courier, or unscanned fragment, for like temporarily putting it on your warframe and just finding medallions and stuff. So these are okay, and let's talk about for invigorations. So every week your Helminth is gonna pick 3 random warframes and give them 3 random buffs, and you're gonna interact with it and gain one of the weekly buffs, one for utility and one for offense, as it says. I'm not sure how that's gonna work. So yeah, there will be drawn randomly per player. It's not like a universal thing. It's still gonna be different from what your friend has, for example. Yeah, and unfortunately you do need to get the segment from Sun on Deimos, which is gonna cost 30,000 and Trotty Standing, which is a completely different segment upgrade from the Helminth segment itself. So yeah, that kind of sucks to be honest, but whatever. And the Parazon mods, quickly, I don't think these are gonna be all that major, but I'm really happy these are being implemented because they just might be more used after this. So whenever an enemy gets below 40% health, you're gonna be able to perform a mercy kill on them. However, there's a catch. They're gonna be limited to specific enemies, like for example all Eximus enemies. For Grineer it's gonna be heavy gunners and bombards, and I'm guessing for Corrupted as well. And for Corpus it's gonna be the Scramby and the Nullifiers. For Infested, those are gonna be the Ancients. So whenever they're below 40% health, you just use your finisher on them. And there are some new mods which are quite interesting. I'm not going to go too much into detail, it's on your screen right now. Pause if you want, and you can read them. I don't really think any of these are anything special or outstanding. So yeah, that's gonna be about it for the video, and I'll see you later. Thank you for watching.